Okay, this is judges' comments for serious solo. Make sure, first of all, that you go to the judges table, you check in, find your right room, get ballots if it's finals, or make sure somebody has ballots. You don't need ballots if it's round one or round two because the performers bring them to you. Then go to your room, make sure it's set up with about a 10 by 10 foot open space for them to act in. They can have a chair and a table if they want. They don't have to have it. And then make sure you're in front of their stage area, pretty much directly in front, so you can see what's going on. These will be timed for finals. They won't be any other time. They should be no longer than 10 minutes, and they should be up over 7 for sure. And you can comment on the time only if a judge's official timer is present. So you cannot be the timer. It would be somebody I have provided for you. And you can, otherwise you can make things that say this felt short, things like that, but you can't actually specify a specific time in there. These should be showing good acting ability. They should show that they can do multiple characters, even if it's just a tiny little bit of a multiple character of another character. They should show that they can do different ones. They should use their stage. They should always have their face to you. You should see their reactions on their face. It should be serious. It's not humorous. It should be, but it should be have a great flow, have a logical beginning, middle, end, have a good climax. They cannot change these pieces. They can't write anything themselves. So don't say, maybe you should change this to say this. They can't do that. They can cut stuff out, and that's about it. They can reuse a cuss word. They can rename a cuss word. So if they're using words that you don't feel like are appropriate, that is part of Acacia rules. You can mark that and you can mark down for that because they can change those. So that is up to them. And it says in Acacia rules that it should be appropriate. So be aware of that. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, is the story interesting? Can you follow it? Do you know what's going on? Those are kind of things you can comment on. What do you do while you judge? Just be the same for everybody. If you're going to react, if you're going to just sit there and watch and shake your head and react, do that with everybody. If you're going to be stone-faced, do that with everybody. If you're going to write a lot and just look up every so often and see what they're doing, do that with everybody. Whatever you do, be consistent. And then when they're finished, you rank them. Okay, so you're going to rank first place is the best in the room. Lowest ranking is however number you had in the room. So if you had 6, the lowest ranking would be 6. Okay, nobody can tie for rankings. Then you have to do quality points. Quality points matter in ties, which happen all the time. So it is kind of important. So if your first place was amazing, give them a 25. Your second place was pretty good, but not quite as good, give them a 24. Your third wasn't quite as good as your second, give them a 23. But then your fourth and fifth, you couldn't figure out who to do what. They were so close to the same, give them both a 22. That's fine. You can have the same scores in quality points, but not in rankings. Okay, the main thing with quality points is they have to work their way down in the rankings. So you can't have someone with a lower ranking getting higher quality points. Okay, so fifth place can't have 21 points and then sixth place have 23 points. That makes no sense. Okay, so make sure they work their way down. Okay, when you're all done, then sign your judge's sheet at the top and make sure your round number is correct and your room number is correct. And then physically take those to the judges table and hand them to a human and make sure they look through them and make sure they're okay before you leave or go to your next round. Okay? Thanks a lot for doing that.